Hello, this video of mine is for the English-speaking community. My name is Victoria Mariupolskaya. I am from Russia. I live in Russia, and I am fighting against the globalists, and I'm helping Vladimir Putin in his political work. Uh, and I'm worried very much about what's going on in the whole world. I've been at the informational war for 3 years, and this is my fourth year. So I'm going to tell you the good news so that you are up to date to what's happening within Russia. And at this moment, I don't have much influence. I don't have much power. Well, I don't have any power, to be exact. And I'm not rich at all. Uh, but I am lucky to live in Russia and be able to speak my mind because with this totalitarian regime of the new world order that we have in today's world, there are not many places on earth left where a person can speak his or her mind and feel absolutely free to talk about whatever he or she wants to talk about. With this propaganda from the mainstream media, with dependence of each and every one of us on the world banking system, uh, the dependence on the biggest corporations gives us very little room to actually do something about the world power. And at this moment, the world power is in the hands of absolutely sick people, criminals who control the mainstream mass media, the banking system of the whole world, and the biggest world corporations, the transnational corporations. And what they have in plan for our future is sickening. Not only do they plan to get lots of people killed in wars, not only they create diseases, create financial crises on purpose, uh, uh, they want to enslave uh, those who will somehow survive the madness that they plan in the future. So criminals like that did not accidentally get the power. No one in the world voted for them, and the question itself, whether they should or should not be in power, was never raised. They wanted power and they got it. They didn't ask anyone about it. I've never heard of anyone voting for Rothschild or Rockefeller to be in the world power. Have you heard anything like it? Have you participated in the voting for the world government? Uh, but anyway, we that's the situation. We have people like that running the world, managing the whole mm, the economics of the world, the education of the world. They manage lots of processes that are going on in the world, and yet we never chose them to be in the world power. Uh, I'm doing a lot of work investigating how those people got the power that they possess at this moment. And I'm not going to tell you all the details in one video. It's not possible. I'm just going to show you a newspaper uh, that I'm printing. It's in Russian. I'm publishing it and distributing it here in Russia. So it's a really, really long investigation. And it's just one newspaper. Of course, it doesn't cover everything. So I investigate how those people got the world power. And I investigate their crimes against Russian people. And I figured out that those families, those uh, uh, the same families hold a world power, for decades. It's the same people with the same last names that uh, that are working closely to basically destroy the mankind. Uh, it's a very small group of people, relatively small group of people. We're talking about maybe thousands of people who are uh, fighting against the rest of mankind. And as sick as this sounds, it's actually true. And they manipulate people's minds, and they commit crimes, financial crimes. So as a result, they basically rub the whole world and they destroy the whole world. And it's a war that they know what they're doing. It's not an accident. It's not that they're just they're unaware of what they're doing. They are aware of what they're doing. It's a big plan. They want more power that they have, and they want more money than they already have, and it's part of the big plan. So in my investigation, I was able to figure out that both world wars were no accidents. The truth is that countries did not want to fight at all. Nobody wanted, among the normal people, of course, nobody wanted world wars. Yet they happened. So I investigated how they happened. What was the reason for them to start? And what were the core reasons? What was the conflict? Uh, what ignited those wars, and who benefited from both wars? So I investigated that. And the truth is that the small group of people uh, used others to create the situation, of course, using lies and um, uh, murdering people and manipulating uh, people's minds. They use other people to create a situation in which it was possible to blame many countries and to actually start the conflict worldwide from the tiniest stupidest thing that was not even important in the first place. So they created uh, the whole scene, the whole atmosphere in which the world started the fight. So that's how the World War One started, and the goal that they had while they did that, the end goal was to get the power to destroy states. They destroyed uh, Russian Empire in the whole process. They destroyed Germany in the whole process, and they used Russia to destroy Germany. And then once Germany was destroyed, then they um, crushed Russian power and destroyed the state of Russia. So it was one sick plan, and crimes like that, crimes like uh, igniting a world war that actually takes the lives of millions of people and affects the lives of millions of people. Crimes like that are still left unpunished. So those people got away with what they did. And they were able to make money on that. They made lots of money on the World War One because they gave credits to countries uh, so that they can cover the needs while they were fighting with one another. And then they were asking those payments back, of course. So those sick people who planned the whole thing, they made money, they got the power, and World War II was just the second attempt to get to the top of the world. It was continuing on this criminal path, basically. Uh, so once again, World War II was a planned thing, It was a crime against humanity, against the whole mankind. And those people who were successful at starting World War II, once again, it's the same people, and once again, they got away with it. Uh, uh, the crimes were left unsolved, and they were left unpunished for such a thing. Many of us are working hard to basically survive in this world. We want to raise our children. We want to do a good job while working. We want to get education. Normal people have no idea that we have people in this world able to think and plan things like that. People who are able to actually start a world war and make money on it. We never think of criminals like that. We never think of the possibility that they can exist, because this goes beyond psychology, beyond psychiatry, beyond even beyond all the criminal things that we are used to. I mean, of course, we feel absolutely sad and sick when somebody gets killed and tortured, but we never think of crimes of that. Uh, I'm thinking of the word here. I'm sorry. We never think of the scale like that. We never think of a possibility that someone can commit a crime on the world scale. That would be a world robbery or a world mass murder. Uh, but actually, those people who started the war, they committed crimes against lots of people, against millions of people. As a result of what they did, uh, tens of millions of people got killed and tortured and were left homeless. Uh, and it's just sickening to think that those people got away with what they did. It's sickening to think that they actually planned this whole thing in advance, and did not feel any regret, and did not feel any compassion, uh, uh, did not have any mercy for those who suffered. Uh, it's just, it goes beyond all the things that we are used to. And uh, many years ago, I was very far from where I am right now. I never thought of it as well, but it just came to me. It just came to me. I started asking those questions. How did both world war happened? I know that American people are not crazy to do such a thing. Well, most American people are not. Most of people in Europe are not that crazy either. Russians are not crazy. I mean, uh, Africans are not crazy. Where's the craziness, right? Where does the craziness start from? Where's the source of evil in our mankind? How did it happen this way? How did it? How did the world end up fighting like that? And the truth is, if we don't figure it out together now, then uh, we will witness the next world war that's starting right now. We see the escalation of conflict going on right now before our eyes, and we sort of sit helpless and watch what's happening. But it's the same thing happening that was happening throughout years, during the last 100 years or so. It's the same thing. The world hasn't changed. Those people who possess world power didn't go anywhere and did not let go of the power that they have. In fact, they want more power. Uh, the problem is that the way they get power is not through uh, elections, is not through uh, debates. They get world power through creating world wars, through destroying states, through killing millions of people. That's how they get there, through uh, robbery, through manipulation, financial manipulations, right through banking system, through manipulation of people's minds through mainstream mass media, through making money via uh, biggest transnational corporations. That's the problem. And all those elections that we have, all those voting processes, it's all a big scam, and it's all it's sort of like a show that we take part in, and we feel helpless to change things around. And even though some of us do understand what's going on, we still sometimes feel helpless. But I have good news for you. I have good news for you. I understand how people feel helpless in the US who understand what's going on. I get how they feel helpless in Europe, but I'm lucky to be in Russia. I'm lucky to be under Vladimir Putin's protection. And uh, Russian president was actually elected. He's not one of them. He's not the crazy guy. He's our guy. He's a good guy. So people of Russia actually elected him to be Russian president. Uh, but he does not have all the power over Russia, because the banking system of Russia is controlled by the mafia, by the sick people. Then Russian government is also controlled by the mafia, and Russian mass media is also controlled by the sick people, and Russian economy is controlled by those sick people, by the mafia. So Vladimir Putin is not that powerful as many people picture him. He does have Russian army under his command. It's true, but being the head commander is not everything. It's not all the power. Most of the power comes from the control over the mass media and the banking system and the biggest corporations, the economy. So army is not everything, but it's a lot. It's a lot. Uh, so I'm sort of like under some protection, but no, I can't say I am 100% protected, because mafia controls lots of things. So, but I'm not scared of them. I don't care about. Uh, I do not want to uh, waste time on feeling scared. I don't want to experience fear. I don't care about that. Um, so I started doing something about it. I thought to myself, okay, so here's the situation. Vladimir Putin is a good guy, but he does not have all the power. Sick people are running the world, and they want to destroy the mankind. And it's not a movie kind of thing, it's reality. Okay, what can I do in this situation? How can I save the world? Okay, so I was going bold, and I'm still going bold. Uh, so because I feel that somebody has to. I don't see lots of attempts to save the world from other people. So I thought to myself, why not I give it a try? At least I can do something. I can inspire other people. I can start. So I figured out that we have a constitution in Russia that was written by the American agency USAID, USAID, and that's not good. if if people from another country write the Maine Law for us, that can be good. And especially in the political confrontation that we have in the world today, having the Maine Law written by your enemy, that ain't good. So I thought to myself, okay, what happened? Why do we live uh, according to the Maine Law written to us by the enemies? That is wrong. And we people have the power according to this law. Okay, if we have power, then why aren't we using it? So I started thinking, I started asking questions, and I started sort of gathering others and asking those questions to them. And I started basically yelling all around me, okay, people, what are we doing? Why are we doing this? Let's write our own law. We are a very well educated nation. We read lots of books. We know our history. Let's write the law that fits our needs, that actually is written, would be written in our interests. Let's write a law like that and live well, make it the Maine Law. We have power to do that if we unite, and then let's live according to this law, and let's get those criminals. Let's take them to court. Let's fight against them. I mean, we have resources to do that. We have enough power to do that. What is our problem? We don't have a problem. Let's do it. So I started this process. I started organizing people, and some people thought that I was sick, like a crazy girl, uh, like who wants conquer the world to conquer the world, something like that. They thought I was really sick. But 2 years later, uh, they sort of changed their minds, and they started looking at me differently, and they started looking at my work differently. And in the end, I did uh, gather a group of people. I was able to write the new law with them, and everybody likes it who sees it. And if people don't like it, then they have an opportunity to speak their mind and correct it. So we do accept um, people's criticism, and we do work with everybody who wants to contribute, who wants to maybe edit this law and think that we can do something better. So I'm open to ideas. I'm holding this discussion. I'm organizing all of this, and I'm working with thousands of people. Thousands of people from all over Russia come to this project, and we have this discussion. We already started this process. So basically, what we're doing, we are building a new state that will have the new law, and it does not go against Vladimir Putin's political line at all. It's sort of helping him. We are organizing. It's coming from within Russia, from people of Russia, simple people who have no power. From, well, basically me. I was the leader of this project. I initiated this process, and I'm successful at doing this. I've been doing this for 2 years now, and we're doing great. We're uniting more and more people every day, and I'm telling them about my investigation. See, it's not just the words, it's not just slogans, it's not just propaganda, it's historical facts. It's the names, the dates, the numbers, the events, specific things that could be actually proven and tested. And people can actually question whether I'm telling them the truth or not, and they can look at other sources. And those people who do, they realize that I'm telling the truth. So well, maybe I make mistakes sometimes, but that's not intentional. what's intentional is to stop the World War III that's starting before our eyes. The intention is to stop the criminals who have the intention of killing the mankind. The intention is to stop this usury in the banking system of the world, to stop propaganda that's manipulating people's minds in the world. The intention is to actually unite not only Russian people, but people from all over the world to solve the problem that the whole mankind is facing at this moment. We do have criminals in the British how do you say that, mm, power, British government, British power. We have a problem, criminals with U.S. Power, U.S. Government, uh, and we have a problem with Vatican, criminals running Vatican. We have a problem with Israel, criminals are running Israel, and we have people say in France, the president of France is their guy. He's with them. Uh, in Germany, we have their people running the show. So we have their people in Russia. Like I said, not everybody in the Russian government is actually Putin's ally. We have lots of traitors surrounding Vladimir Putin, and Russian government is full of traitors. Uh, those people who run Russian banking system, they are traitors. Even in church, we have traitors. Patriarch Kirill, he's a traitor. He's mm, he's working with Vatican, and he's their guy. He's one of the criminals, and we have also there's running our mass media, mainstream mass media at this point. So we also have traitors, but not all people in power in Russia are traitors. We have lots of those who are actually support Vladimir Putin in his political agenda and his political line, and that gives us hope. That gives us hope because those people can actually offer protection to people like me and help people like me change the situation around in the world. So what I'm basically doing, I'm basically forming a new world government uh, that will be that will consist of normal, healthy thinking people who want health and happiness to the whole world, who do not want wars, financial crises, diseases, lies, manipulations, drugs, prostitution, stuff like this. Uh, we need normal people, healthy people, reasonable people running the world. We need a world government that will consist of absolutely selfless, caring, nice, smart people. And I invite people like that. I'm open to communication. I actually invite to start working together, and people like that exist. For example, in the U.S., I know Ron Paul is a reasonable guy, very nice guy. Sarah Wagenknecht in Germany, she's a nice lady. She's a smart, reasonable lady. So we do have nice, smart, and reasonable people in the world, we're just not working together as a team. We sort of let criminals run the show, and we mm, let their crimes, we leave their crimes unsolved, and we let them get away with with what they're doing, with the crimes that they're doing. So we need to change that around, and I already started working on that, and that's the good news. So pretty soon we'll have the law, the Maine Law, changed in Russia. Well, as soon as Russian people sort of wake up and start listening to me, as soon as my project grows, then we'll change the law, and according to the new law, we will be able to um, admit that those criminals who run the world today committed lots of crimes against humanity. We need to accept that and admit that, and then uh, we will be able to mm, investigate their crimes and stop those criminals. So that's the whole point. We will be able to take them to court, and according to the new law, we will be able to actually uh, well, sue them as criminals. That would be the future. And I know that's the future that we'll have, and that's the future that I'm building, and that's the future that I invite you to build with me. And mm, what else? Um, I want you not to be scared of those people. I want you to believe that everything's going to be fine, just fine. And if you can help my project, if you can help me, if you can help wake up people by working together with me, then you will make me happy. Please do contact me. Well, what's the best way? I'll leave a link under this video uh, in the Russian network. There's a group in the national Russian network, so you'll find my page, ВКонтакте. I'm not sure what it's called in English. Um, mm, so I'll leave the link to my group, so you'll find my page there, and I'm on Facebook as well. You can find me on Facebook, but not very often there. So that's not a very good way to communicate. But if you ask me a question under my video, for example, I can give you my email, something like this. Well, you can find me on Skype. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out how to talk to one another, how to communicate this. And I just invite people to start talking about it. And I want you to be first to know that there's a new Russian state, the People's State of Russia, as we call it. And here it is. Here's the name of it, right here on my newspaper. See, the People's State of Russia. That's what we called it. So we are building it, and that's the state that will be able to stop those criminals who have power over US, over Britain, Great Britain, over Israel and Vatican. At this moment we are gonna get them, and all those traitors in Russian Federation also gonna um, be stopped, because they are together. It's one mafia. It's the global mafia that's destroying the whole world. So we're gonna stop the mafia, take it to court, uh, uh, charge them with mass murder and mass robbery, and whew, we're gonna live peacefully and happily, and we're gonna figure out how to create such a financial system in the world that everybody benefits from it. We have a problem with financial system in the world, and we have certainly a problem with uh, mainstream mass media. So we're going to change that round. We're going to fix the problem, and we're going to work together while doing that. Thanks for watching. Uh, look for a link under this video. Bye bye.